In this video, I am going to walk through setting up a Shopify store specifically to sell digital products, and it is super simple. I am going to go step by step, so if you want to follow along, click the link below and sign up for a 14-day free trial on Shopify. All you have to do is enter your email, create a password, and give your store a name to get started. And then you'll just hit the Create Your Store button, and it will really quickly create the store for you. This literally takes no time at all. Next, when you go through this process, Shopify is going to create your actual store, and then they're going to want some more information from you specifically about what you're selling and what you're going to be selling in your store. So the next little series of questions is just going to be Shopify trying to get information from you. So they will want you to tell them a little bit about yourself and what you're already selling, if you're already selling, or if you are playing around, if you have no products, or if you are already an established store. They just want to know kind of what you are going to be doing with your shop on Shopify. So this is a series that you can go through, and you'll just have to also add your address, which is part of the deal. You do have to be a real person because they will be sending you real money when you make sales. And if you are creating a Shopify store, I am guessing that you do want to get paid when you make sales. So enter all of this information, and then we will proceed on to making your shop. Here is the online store. This is going to be the back end of your store. So this is going to be where you manage everything about your shop. So Shopify basically works by having a front end and a back end. So if you click up here, you will be able to go to your backend admin anytime. And then if you want to see your shop, you can just click down here and then click the little eye. So it will take you to see what your shop looks like. And when you get started, you're going to have this default shop. So they have all of the building blocks, and then you can kind of see what your shop might look like if you use what they have already laid out for you and just put in your own images and your own items and text and make it your own shop. So this is kind of what you get started with, and we are going to go ahead and edit what it actually looks like. So when we go to the admin homepage, your backend or admin section, you're going to see that you can do a lot of different things. So on this left hand side, this little navigation, we have all of the back-end stuff you're going to need to run your business and run your shop. So first we have orders, and then in the orders, so once you have orders coming in, this will all fill in, or you can actually create an order if you're selling or adding things in, or if you're migrating from a different shop, you can add in the order details here just so that you have it and you have some of your customer base already. So you also will have some abandoned checkouts information. So this is where people put things in a cart and they abandon the process, and you will have info here on that. Then we are going to look at your product section, and I will show you how to add a product in a couple of minutes, but I just wanted to run through all of the different things in this left-handed nav so you know what everything is. So all of your products will be there, and this will be your inventory where you see stock. If you're selling digital downloads, which is what I do, then you probably won't ever have to really worry about this because you can basically set them to just keep selling forever. But if you sell physical products, you are going to want to keep an eye on your inventory and how much you have of each product. This is the area for your purchase orders, and you get to manage when you get inventory from your suppliers. If you are not creating your own products by hand or with a digital product, you will have to do this for your products. So this is very useful for any stores with physical merchandise. And then if you do inventory transfers, that is here. And then collections is very useful to make groupings of your products. So you can create a collection once you have some products and then group them together so that it's easier for your customer to figure out where stuff is and what stuff is. And then under products, you will actually be able to manage gift cards, which personally I thought gift cards would be in a different spot in Shopify, but it is under products. So if you are creating a gift card, you can create that here to give to customers who buy those from you. So customers is the next section, and you can import all of your customers up here. If you just click import, you can get a CSV file and you can download that from whatever platform you've been selling on. Personally, I moved from Etsy, so I just downloaded the CSV of my customers and uploaded it. It's very easy. And then you can have all of your customers listed already. Or if you want to do it manually, if you don't have that many customers, you can, or you have been keeping physical, like handwritten notes or something, you can add your customers here and put all of the information in the system for them, and you'll see them all in the customer tab in the back end. So next, the one thing that Shopify does really, really well that a lot of others don't are they have these analytics in this dashboard, and you can see literally everything basically in one page. Right now, because we don't have any products or sales, there's not a lot going on. But as you can see your total sales, your store sessions, your returning customer rate, your conversion rate, your order average, so much in one dashboard. It's really, really useful. And then of course you can make new reports of almost anything. They have this create custom report up here, and you can do all sorts of custom reports, but you can also pull sales reports, acquisition reports, your profit margin, all of the things that are really important for you to actually run and grow a store are under this report section under analytics. And then there is a live view, so you can see where people are on your shop all over the US or the world. Of course, I'm the only one here, so you see my pin there from the United States, but that is just an interesting thing, and it gives you a little bit of customer behavior information. Then under marketing, you have so many useful things. The great thing about working on Shopify is that it's your own store on your own website, and you are able to control everything. But the downside is that no one is going to bring you traffic except you. So you have to make your marketing work for you, but they give you a lot of tools to make it work. As you can see, they now have Shopify email, which is not something that they had previously, but you can create campaigns and do Shopify emails. They also, of course, have ads, and they have ad marketing stuff built in. And then they have all of these different apps. Whatever platform you are focusing on social media wise for promotion, you can probably find a marketing app for that. There is a whole different store with Shopify apps that you can add to your shop. It's free to install for almost all of them. Honestly, there are so many. So you can make different marketing campaigns here and then set up certain automations if you are going to try to, for example, get sales that you had from people who abandoned their cart. So that is a pretty common first one that you can do. Then down here at the bottom, we have discounts. So you can create discount codes if you have a newsletter and want to give your newsletter a discount code, or if you have anything like that. Or you can do an automated discount in your shop. So if people add 6 products and you give them a discount, or 3 products and you get a 5% discount or something like that, you can do that under automatic discounts, under discounts. And then apps, again, is where you add things to your store. So since we are going to do digital products, we are actually going to visit the Shopify App Store and add the app that we need to sell digital products. So when you go over to the App Store, you will just type in digital downloads. So in order to sell digital downloads with Shopify, you have to have the app digital downloads. So there are other apps that make this happen, but this is the one that is made by Shopify, and it is free, and you click add app, and it will just automatically add it to your store. So there's nothing you have to do, and it makes it really, really easy. So you get to this page, and then your shop is going to have all of this just saying that you want to do it, and then you'll click install app. So now you can see where digital downloads are on your shop. So to add a digital product, you're going to go to products, and you're going to add a product. You can also import if you've already been using a store, but if you're not, then you are going to do add product and then give it a name. So let's do a credit report ebook, so people can learn how to understand their credit report. So let's just give it a little description. Understand your credit report with this ebook. This might sound a little weird, but I do financial stuff on my other channel, so I'm always thinking about financial products and such. So we will do a credit report ebook, and then I'm going to hop over and get a picture for my credit report ebook. So let's see, credit report, or let's do ebook. All right, let's grab this one for this. You likely already have your own photos, but I am doing this as an example, so I don't actually have a product or photos, so this is just going to be a little bit of made up magic. But you will add a photo for your media, so this is what's going to show in your shop. Then you're going to want to price your item, so let's say $10. You can also do cost per item and all of that, but for digital products we aren't going to worry about it. I do tend to do the charge tax on this product, but I am not a tax professional, so I would definitely check with the professionals that you consult for your business. And then the SKU is the stock keeping unit, and this is just to keep track of your inventory. You may or may not use this in your particular shop. If you are a small-time seller, you might not want to do it. If you are a big seller, then you're probably going to want to do the SKU and barcode and all of that and track quantity. For me personally, I have not ever gotten to that size, so I just do the quantity. And for digital products specifically, I do a really high number, so I don't ever have to worry about it. And if that happens, you can continue selling when out of stock. So honestly, you could do less and then continue selling when out of stock, just in case you run out. But it depends on what you're selling, and having a large quantity available allows you to also see how much has sold. That's why I kind of like that. It gives me a visual representation just to see what I'm low on stock on compared to where I started at 1,000. That's just a mental thing that I do, but it's totally unnecessary. So down here with shipping for digital products, you are not going to have this checked if you're selling digital products. So this is how you're going to do a digital, and then you will go to the app to do the actual download that they're going to get. So once you have everything looking like you want on this part, you'll go over here to the product availability and organization. So this just means that it's going to be in your store. So this is, if you have multiple stores, they will show up here, or multiple sales channels, but for me, I just have my online store here. And then product type, you can type what it is. This is an ebook, so once you type product type, it will say, do you want to add it? And yes, I do. So you can add different product types here, and then if you have vendors, you can add it here. If you're selling particular brands, that is useful. I am obviously not. And then here we can do collections, and collections are just groupings of items, so this is really helpful if you want to add new ones. So when you start, you'll have collections here, and you'll just have home page, so you can select that. And then if you want, you can go over next and add collections, and then come back and add more. So for this, we're going to do some tags. We can add tags. You can just type ebook or whatever describes your product, and then add a couple tags for your store that you're going to be using. So we will click save here. So once you save it, everything looks like this. And then you are going to go up here to the top where it says more actions. And then there will be a add digital attachment link. So this is where that app comes in, and you're going to click on that, and it takes you to the actual app for digital downloads. And then you can see here, this is the product that you're using, and it has all of your information right there. And you're going to just click upload file, and they'll bring up your items, and then you're going to find your item that you're selling, and then open, and it will upload it. I found the uploading on Shopify very fast if you're doing digital products, so it's very nice. And then you can go back to your Shopify admin, click that link there. And then, so the one thing that is difficult about Shopify is that your digital downloads aren't on the page, the admin page of your actual product. So when you click back, you'll see here that you don't see the digital download. So you don't actually see the link on the page. It is kept within the app. So if we click back to the digital downloads app, we'll see the link here. So this is the link to the item, and then this is the PDF that is the download attachment that they're going to get emailed to them, so they'll have access to it. And you do have the number of sales and downloads here, but it's all kept within this certain app, so it is separate, and that can make things a little bit tricky if you're going to have a lot of different ones. But it is the most efficient way to do digital downloads on Shopify, and it is free, so there's no additional fees to do it this way, which is very nice since you're already paying for Shopify. But that is just one kind of pet peeve, I guess. If you don't like it in different spots, you'll have to remember that your products are going to be here, so you'll have your product information here, but then your actual download information is going to be, you go to apps and then digital downloads. So just so you know, that's how that works, and that is something that you have to get used to because it's different than other platforms, but it is still very efficient once you get used to the process, and you can use search and figure out where stuff is here. So it really depends on how many digital downloads you're going to be selling, but you'll just want to keep in mind that's the workflow of Shopify. So when we go back up here to products, one thing that you'll probably want to do is create collections. So you'll want to create a collection, and maybe you'll want your collection to be ebooks, and give it a little description, ebooks for learning. These are terrible descriptions. I do not recommend copying any of the actual information. Just learn from what I'm doing, not the actual details, because your SEO needs to be a little bit better than that. So we'll open up the picture here, and this will be a collection. So for collection type down here, you can add automated, and then add items from basically any of these categories. So if you want to do it by type or vendor or anything, so if you have a vendor, you could create product vendor, and if it was, say, Nike, you could have all of those go into this, but you can also do it manually. So you would click manual and save, and then you would go back to your products and click through to this one and add it to that collection. So to add it to the collection, you would go back to your products and then select it and go up here and add to collection, and then click ebooks and save. So if you want to go back and add things manually, that is the best way to do it. All right, so you have one product, you are off to a really good start, and then the next thing you do in Shopify is customize your theme. So you'll just go back to themes. It is either on the home page, or if you go down to the left nav under online store, you have themes. And so if you have password protection enabled like this shop did, you can go down here and disable it and click save, so that does not pop up. That is there for when you are developing your store, but if you are wanting to work on it and see it as you go, you can change it. So this is the page for themes, and if you click this little I button, you'll go back to that generic starter page. But that is, of course, not what you want. You're going to want to customize your theme, and right now you have the debut one, but there are tons of free themes on Shopify, and then there are tons of paid ones. You can scroll through for as long as you want to find the products. You can scroll through for a long way to find the type of theme that you want. So I am just going to go with simple because I like simple stores, and it's the first one, but you can add so many. So you'll just click the theme you like and then click the button add to theme library. And then once it's added, it will show up down here in your theme library. So you can add as many as you want, and you can also go find paid themes in this Shopify store. There are a ton of different options that are really nice and made by designers that will just make your store look amazing. So there's free and paid ones with Shopify. And then once you've added it, if you want this to be your store, you can go ahead and either publish it or go to customize. Okay, so with customize, we can do all sorts of things. we can go through and edit everything. So we have this rich text down here, and we will of course want to edit that, and then feature collection is up here. So you go through and just add all of the information that you want to about your store. So you can also change the size of the text and everything. So you'll just add all of that. For your header, you can do an image, or you can have announcements. There are all sorts of announcements. You can show an announcement, and that will, depending on the theme, it might show up there or it might show up a little bit lower. It kind of depends on how your particular theme does it. Then of course there is a footer, so you can go ahead and add many different things to that, and it will likely have a link section, but you can also add a newsletter sign up. So have a newsletter sign up for your shop. And let's see, I actually think I want to change my theme. So I had this theme, but now I want to change a different theme. So if you want to change things, you can leave. So I'm going to change my mind. I want to go with, let's find it different. Let's go with minimal. It's similar, but a little bit different. So if you decide you get in there and you don't like the theme that you're working with, you can do that. So you can just go back and change the theme and move along to another one. So it does take a few seconds to add the theme. And then once you're done with that, you go to customize. And so it shows you what your shop looks like. And then if you have a collection list, you will add it here, which I actually don't. So I'm going to remove that section. So that's how you remove. You just click on the side and then it pulls up the content, and you can click down this bottom button that says remove section. So your newsletter will sign up people to your newsletter, which is always a good thing. And then you can have a slideshow. So let's add some slides to our slideshow. So we will either upload, or they have free images. So let's see what the staff favorites for the shop might be. These are kind of fun actually. So let's add a image slide. So let's go down here to work from home. That's funny. I like this little dog. So we're going to select him. And then we can go ahead and go down here to image slide and change it to fix your credit. So let's say we're going to fix your credit with our special, super special ebook that we made. So that's our first one. And then we have this slide done. So we'll go to the next slide. So we'll select image, and we'll find us another little image, and let's do this cat. We're gonna have like a animal store fixing people's credit. So this is a little bit weird, but you can obviously adapt this to your own images and make it work for you. This cat is gonna be your bad credit guide. Okay, so we got that one done. So we have two slides: fix your credit dog and bad credit guide kitty. Then let's say you only have two products, so you're just going to remove the other ones. And this is super easy. As you can see, you have things that are very, very, very simple to use and delete and change. Let's be done with the slideshow, and then we have the newsletter. But let's say we want our products. So we can go to add a section over here and then do featured product, and we can add that. So click the add button, and then we also can select the product that we want to show. So as you can see, it's very easy to add on the side, and then you likely won't do a lot of editing to this because it does a pretty good job, but you can totally change so much about this as well. And then if you want to move the order of your shop homepage, you just drag and drop. It's literally that easy. So that is one thing I really like about Shopify, is that it is drag and drop, so you can change where things are on the page with no work at all. So you can also edit your footer. So I would go down here and probably remove the blog just because we don't have blog content yet, and you may or may not depending on your store when you get started. But you can also add your social icons, which you will edit in your social settings. So you can edit that in your social settings, in the theme settings, which are down here. So the theme settings are right down below, and you would just add your different social media platforms. So let's say we have Facebook. So let's just add our social media. And then it will just show an icon. So we can just copy and paste to make this faster. So the more you add, the more will show up, and then you can just close that one out. So you can adjust and make this look however you want it down at the bottom. And then once you're happy with how it looks, you are going to save it. And if you're ready, you click publish. And then your customers will see this as soon as they get to your store. But of course, you can always, 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 always change it. Nothing about your store is set in stone. And that is the nice thing about Shopify, is you can make changes in seconds. It is really that easy. You can find a new theme, a whole new look, add a slideshow, add new products. You can make it look so different. So when you have your shop, you will be able to go to this catalog page, which shows all of your products. So that is the basics of how to get your shop up and running with your first product. And so you can see here, you add to cart, and then when you buy it, they buy it like a normal checkout. You just check out, and then they are emailed the link to your digital download. It makes things super, super simple, and you don't have to do anything on the back end when you're selling digital downloads. So that is how you customize your theme, and of course you can play around with that forever. I would recommend that you pick one that you like and you add your logo and a slideshow and make your shop look like what you want it to, but not to invest all the time in the world into that. Most of the themes are pretty good out of the box, so I wouldn't get super crazy. If you do grow a lot, you might want a custom theme, and that's something to look into. The final step is to add a domain. So with Shopify, you get this kind of ugly link that's your shop name and then myshopify.com. But you can either add a domain, like buy a domain straight through Shopify. So you can buy your domain by clicking this button up here and then just typing in the domain you think you want. Or if you click here, you can connect an existing domain. So this is something you can do if you already have a website or a blog. Like if you have a WordPress blog where you have a domain already, you can create a subdomain. This is something that you can learn about through Shopify. I did it. It really wasn't that hard. It gives you a lot of information on domains and how you point a domain and everything, how you do everything technical to get your domain pointed toward Shopify. But you can also just buy a new domain if you are new to selling and want to have a shop that looks really professional. I would actually recommend you definitely do that, not just have this My Shopify thing that looks really just ugly. So that is a quick walkthrough of everything. You are really able to get started and have your first product and everything listed in less than 30 minutes. So a few more things you'll want to do when you first set up your shop is kind of look through all the things that Shopify gives you here that teach you things about your shop and things that you'll want to know. And then you'll want to verify your email when you start your shop. And then your shop won't be open at first because it will be password protected. So you'll want to go down here and disable your password. So that is something inside the preferences of your online store, which you can find on the left nav at the very bottom. And that actually is a great place where you can add your homepage title. So if you're selling, let's say, credit repair ebooks, you would type in that. So you want this to be very specific and SEO friendly. So that means using keywords that describe what you're doing. And that is same page. The homepage meta description is what will show in the search rankings. So Let's actually type in credit repair ebooks. I will show you what I mean. So this is the title that's going to show up. Magnify Money has a credit repair ebook. And then this down here, this is your meta description. So this is what shows in the Google search results, and that is what will go right here. So you would want to type in something right there. And then to finish the rest of these preferences, you will want to add a social sharing image, which is just when your store is shared from the homepage, it's what image will pop up on social media. And then you want to sign up for, if you have a Google Analytics account and want to connect it to your Shopify store, you can grab the code and just paste it right here. And then same with Facebook Pixel ID if you want to track this for ads, which is really, really helpful if you're going to run your own ads. You'll want to do that. But then down here is the password protection. So if you ever want your shop to be password protected for some reason, you would just click the button. And if not, if you're ready to open your shop, you would just delete the password and not have this clicked. So that is how you do that. And if you are wanting to protect your store from spam, you can enable the captcha at checkout, which I have not found necessary, but you may want to do. I personally hate captchas, so I don't do it. But save. If you do have a problem with spam, then you can definitely do that. But it kind of just depends on how it goes for your shop. So that is everything you need to get like up and running really, really quickly and start selling digital downloads in your shop. You can sell digital downloads so fast with Shopify, and I really like how they make everything super simple and easy for both you and the buyer. So the buyer has this nice front end, and then you have this nice back end admin section, and it makes it really easy to do everything to sell digital downloads and create a very passive income where you are not losing a lot of money to fees or having to spend a lot of time on technical issues because they make it super simple for you. So that is a rundown of Shopify and how to create your own shop, your first shop. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope that this tutorial was very helpful for you so that you are able to use Shopify to sell digital downloads and achieve all of your dreams.